everyone, welcome to Studio Lima. Today's video, I want to go through some of my winter sewing plans. I was debating about doing what I'm sewing for 2025, but for some reason my brain can't seem to think past spring, so I wouldn't know what I want to do for summer or fall, and I know myself, I feel like it would probably change as I get closer to those seasons, so I decided I'm just going to focus on winter for right now. Where I'm at, it's pretty cold and pretty chilly, so I definitely want to be sewing some warmer winter clothes, but I have a variation of dresses I still want to make as well. So let's get into it. The first thing that I'm planning on making this winter is finishing up this New Year's Eve dress that I wanted to make. I had also wanted to make it for Valentine's Day last year. I didn't start it at all back then, but I did attempt to make it this past December for New Year's. I got the dress pattern off of Etsy from Pattern Costs, and the dress itself is the Dominique pattern. I chose to work with this brocade fabric that I think was originally a curtain, and I found it at the thrift store. I liked that it's this subtle shininess to it. It's actually really smooth. And like I said, I already have the majority of the dress done. Everything's cut out, everything's serged on the sides. I just need to actually assemble all of the pieces together. But I think this is gonna be a cute little, maybe special occasion, date night dress. So maybe I will try to wear it for Valentine's Day this year. Now, this was supposed to be my fiance's Christmas present. He is a huge fan of the Allman Brothers, and we took this inspiration from a picture of Dwayne Allman. And it was a black and white picture, so we just kind of made some assumptions, like maybe he was wearing more of a darker brown shirt that had some lighter fabrics in there, but it is this Western style button down. There is so much piping. I've never worked with piping before. Lots of hand sewing. Something wasn't lining up right here, so I have a lot of kind of adjustments to make. Obviously, it still needs some sleeves, and those sleeves have even more piping and the cuffs, so this was quite a hefty project to try to get done in a short amount of time for his Christmas present, but he knows it's coming. So that's something I'm planning on sewing this winter as well. One of the other dresses I want to make this winter is the DVF wrap dress. I'm a little late on this trend. Last year, Diane von Furstenberg had re-released the pattern through Very Easy Vogue for her iconic wrap dress. So I would like to first make the one without the collar, which is pattern V2060. Ended up getting this fabric that is quite similar to what was shown on the pattern. I wasn't intentionally doing this. This was something that I ended up finding at Joann's. I had gone in with a plan of doing with like maybe something mesh, a little bit different, and they didn't have the fabric there that I wanted, and it would have been a little more complicated to figure out the lining for that. Or maybe making a slip dress. But anyways, I went with this, they called it digital Dalmatian print, and it was on sale at Joann's at the time. Once I finished that first DVF knit dress, and if I really like it, I think I want to make the one with the collar. And I have some additional stretch knit fabric here. Not as stretchy as the first one, but I think this will still be okay. It's like this, like a grayish brown, I think. It looked really brown when I got it in the store, but now I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this gray? And then the other one I have is even more gray, so I don't know how that happened, but in my mind I still feel like this looks like brown, I guess. So yeah, I think making one with a collar would be kind of fun too. I've also signed up for classes at the New York Sewing Center in the Garment District of New York City. And this class specifically is for pattern drafting, pattern design, and we're focusing on skirts. So I just completed the prototype for a very basic skirt, and throughout the next few weeks we're going to be making a skirt of our own design. I think I'm leaning towards a more 70s vibe. We'll have to see. I'm still deciding which one I'm going to choose, and we'll be starting to make those next week. So I'm going to include that in my list here as well. Staying on the dress trend, I'm going to also make a tailored suiting kind of dress. This is something pretty new for me. I haven't made any blazers before. I ordered an Italian wool suiting fabric from Mood Fabrics. I really, really like the fabric. It's super soft. It's definitely a little bit thinner than I thought it was going to be. And I'm planning on using this fabric with McCall's R12211 dress pattern that is a little bit more of like a structured dress suit. It has some sort of buckle that kind of keeps it tied up in the back and a few decorative pockets on the front as well. I think this is a fun take on a more business-oriented kind of look. I have one top that I'm planning on making, and this is using McCall's M8287 pattern. I want to make the shirt in view C. I think I want to alter the pattern so that it's an asymmetrical neck and doesn't have one of the arm sleeves. I'm also debating about maybe attaching a little scarf or just keeping the scarf separate so I can choose to wear it or not. And I'm planning on doing this with this navy sheer. I think maybe it'll be kind of hard to tell, but this navy sheer polka dot fabric that I got on sale at a large fabric warehouse in Philadelphia. I love this fabric. I have been so scared to use it because I don't have that much of it. It was just these almost fabric scraps. I mean, it's a little bit more, definitely more than a scrap, but I don't have too much, and I just hope I'm using it in the right way. So I may end up changing my mind whether I do just make a top with it. I might want to maybe I'll attempt to make a dress, but at the moment I think I'm leaning towards a top. But comment below if you think I should be making something else with this. This is really pretty sheer fabric here. Last thing on my list for this winter sewing is something I think I'm going to end up kind of keeping more of a surprise. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this all off, but I am going to try to make something from the Emily in Paris show, something from this most recent season. So stay tuned if I'm able to get that completed this winter. Thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned as I start sewing my way through all of these projects this winter.